Hi, my name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS, and I hope you're doing okay. Today, we're coming together to remember the amazing time we're all lucky enough to spend with our dear friend Dot Mayhew, who is Russ8889's mum. Now, I got to meet Dot through Clubhouse, through being friends with Russ and chatting every day, and we'd always hear her in the background, and we just became really close with her. And then she started coming on here on the channel and participating in a show called The Roast, where we got to roast people's music, and she was a massive part of this channel, and it's just heartbreaking to know we'll never hear her again, and she'll never be a part of doing The Roast. So if you don't know, The Roast is a special thing we do on the channel where we've done like 5 of these shows where you send your music in and we roast the crap out of it. And it's all meant to be very tongue-in-cheek and not serious. And first me and Russ started doing it by ourselves, and then we asked Dot to join us as a third guest, and she was a huge success. And it's going to be hard to go and do the show again without her. All right. So I've put together today a collection of some of Dot's funniest moments from The Roast. That's what today's show is all about. We're not sitting here and crying our eyes out and getting sad and all that kind of stuff. We're just remembering all the funny stuff because there's so much of it. But first, I do want to say a few words. So, today we gather not just to mourn the passing of Dot, but to celebrate the whirlwind of love and laughter and unforgettable stories that she brought into our lives. Dot was more than just Russ's mum. She was a force of nature with a sharp tongue, a sharper wit, and a heart big enough to hold a lifetime of memories, and a bit of bacon from wartime rations. Born in 1939, Dot came into this world during a time of chaos and destruction, and somehow she turned all of that into resilience, humour and compassion. She lived through bombs in World War II, she learned to dodge gangsters in Elephant and Castle, and she survived the heartbreak of a Valentine's Day gift that turned out to be a yard broom. She gave us stories that made us howl with laughter, like the time she walked face first into a tree while picking bluebells on a date, or when she saw Jesus Christ Superstar at the theatre and was absolutely convinced the lead actor was pitching more than just divine intervention. She roasted songs like a pro, loved the Beatles despite what Russ's opinion of them was, and could spot a bad lyric a mile away. No one was safe, and that's why we loved her. Her honesty was brutal, beautiful, and backed by a life fully lived. Dot had music in her bones. Her childhood was filled with piano-playing relatives. Her home always rang with melody, and her pride in her son Russ's music was as loud as any marching band her father once played in. Going Home, Concord, and Where the Rivers Run Wild weren't just songs to her. They were memories, moments, and pieces of her heart. And when she spoke about Russ surviving his stroke and how proud she was of him, it was the kind of quiet, aching love that needs no dramatic delivery. It just was. Dot made us laugh. Dot made us cry. Dot made us feel. And she did it all without ever needing to pretend to be anything but herself. So here's to Dot, our rogue Valentine, our wartime singer, our musical matriarch, and the most brutally honest judge on The Roast the internet has ever known. We will miss you, Dot. We love you, Dot. All right. So I'm going to play this video, and straight after the video, we'll be sending you all over, dumping you all over to Russ's channel where he's put together a video clip. So hopefully you'll go over and join Russ there. Thank you all for joining me here today. Time is short. Let's kick it off. So this is all pre-recorded, and I'll be seeing you over at Russ's at the end of this. So thank you all for coming and saying goodbye to Dot like this. I know she would be very, very thankful. Let's check out Dot's time on the roast. For the last time. Let's hope.
Simple, Simon.
You know what I've done? I can't tell you anymore.
Well, you got your thumb stuck in the
I've
tub.
got me thumb stuck. Anyone else want to know? Oh, come on.
What?
Help me. Get it out.
Get her thumb out of there. Russell, get
This
her
is
thumb out of
this is
there.
bloody heavy. Hurry up.
Put it on the table then.
Oh, yeah.
Stop it.
Oh,
Russell, get her thumb out of there right now.
It's a good kitchen attachment.
I don't, Russell.
you'll be a good kitchen attachment in a minute.
I don't want you taking care of me, I'll tell you that. Jesus.
Wait a minute.
Russell, you take her thumb out of there right now.
Yeah, this is far too much fun watching this.
Oh, shut up.
You're a prick.
Oh, Ray!
Oh, thank you so much for all your help.
You're so helpful.
1, 2, relax, don't do it.
old crap.
Yeah. Why do you think that was absolute? Why do you think that was bollocks? Dot.
It was because, first of all, the child's name was Fanny, which I think is wrong. I do. And I just think that everything about the song is crap. That's what I think. You've asked me and I've told you. That's it. That was awful. That really needs blowing up, that one.
But really tell us what you think about it.
Fucking rubbish, that's what it was. Rubbish.
Okay.
Sorry.
So you're not.
I mean, jazz is a style, you know?
No, it's a style. That wasn't style, was it? Piggy's style? Yes. Nothing else. Fucking hell. I wasn't going to swear tonight. It's naughty. But that was disgusting, wasn't it, Russ? I mean, you can't tell me.
Do you know jazz musicians take years to learn their art?
Yeah, but it all sounds the same. All the jazz that I've heard, it all sounds as though they've put a load of notes in one end and just hope for what's coming out the other.
So you think there's no craft to it?
No, not at all.
Okay, well, there's your decision. What's your score?
Oh. I'm not going up at all. It's still that.
Even though you hated it that much?
I hated
It was
it
shit.
that much.
It was utter shit.
That-
Like,
Rolling over.
I think one's been
That's-
generous.
Rolling. And that's it. That's all he's getting. But he's speechless watching that.
What, you're speechless?
I am for once in my life. I couldn't even think about anything for that song.
I've got to give it progs because I was a bit fixated on the Wellington boots. I wasn't worried about the moles. I was worried about the sheep in the next field that were going to get it later.
Well, the moles, poor little sots, leave them alone, that's what I say.
What?
If you was a mole, would you have run away to that music?
No, I'd have laid down and died because it was such crap. That's what I'd have done. I've never seen or heard anything like it, ever. It was cruel.
Like, who was doing the David Bowie part there?
That was
'Cause
Laurie.
He had... Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that was all Laurie.
What? With them teeth?
And he got any teeth in.
I've gone. I can't do this anymore. What was wrong with it, Dot?
Well, first of all, I thought he was going to eat someone, and then he opened his mouth, and I thought we're going to go down his throat, but we didn't go down his throat. And it looked like he had false teeth fitted, but it didn't match his face, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
I know.
Or not?
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I mean, I'm not accepting that it was Laurie.
You're not.
You're not.
It was Laurie.
What, as David Bowie?
Yeah, she played dual roles.
Really?
We've all seen
Yeah,
Laurie's teeth. Can't you tell that's her? Same teeth.
Listen, that was not Laurie's teeth because, like, luckily she lives in Boston. She could go out on the coast and flash them like a fucking light out. That wasn't Laurie's teeth.
Les says it's Laurie on meth.
It's like the inside of her mouth was lit up with something.
Help me.
Don't know what she'd been
me.
drinking. I don't know.
Help
That's
me.
weird.
Well, I'm just left confused after that. That's all I've got
Well,
to say.
let's give her a mark anyway. Let's give her some.
I'm confused about my sexuality. After that. I think I'm going to change. I'm going to change back to gender. It's confused the fuck out of me.
That was so weird. That whole thing. I've
think
never seen anything like it. I thought it was a joke.
Do you think David Bowie would have liked it if he was still alive?
Yeah, probably would.
Look like I fucking dug him up.
Yeah, it did. It did. It did look like that, to be honest.
I mean, was that before and after the bones fucking bloody bit? I don't know.
I don't know what that was, but it was definitely something wrong there somewhere.
Are you going to find the fucking score or not?
Dot, what do you think?
Well, I thought it was terrible. I really did. I just.
What, another one? You can't think they're all terrible.
I'm sorry, but I do. I haven't
Look,
heard.
every fucking song's terrible.
No, I'm not saying every song.
Well, you
There's
just
been
said.
about one or two that are passable, but that's about it. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
This is all people's art.
Yeah, I know, but it's more like art than art.
Okay, fair enough.
We've got a bit of controversy. You're bopping your head side to side. You're actually dancing to this. What's the deal?
I just like it. I like cowboyish things, and I like this.
You like it?
Yeah, I do.
What?
Because it's almost home. See, sounds good.
What are you going to give it out of 10, Dot?
Probably only a 2.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't want to make them think they're better than they are. That's what I don't want. Because I think they could work a lot harder. I do like that one. I really do like that one.
What is it about? What is it about it you like?
I like the words. I like the way the song goes. I like the music. And I do like it. That I think that is the best one of the evening. Can we go now?
yeah, which is fun.
Wow. This is weird.
Yeah, I just thought it was excellent.
Right.
I did. Thank you, Brad.
But
Okay, so how would you score that out of 10?
Oh, I've got to give it a 2. It's worth that. It really is worth it.
A 2?
Yeah.
out of what?
You really yes.
I think it's right. Hang on, I reckon.
What, you really like it and it gets a 2?
And it gets a 2.
Well, that don't leave much hope for the fucking rest of them, does it?
We'll see. I might have something completely different in my mind. So we'll wait
Well,
and see.
do you not want to score it up a bit more than that?
No, I think it's worth a 2.
Okay, so how do you give that out of 10?
Well, I don't think it's worth much more than a 2. I can't.
Well, you're going to say that's the same as Brad's song?
No, I can't say that because I love Brad. No, perhaps I'll give it a 3. Yeah. I mean, because I'll tell you what, like the atmospherics was all right, wasn't it? The atmospherics. No, but I tell you what, I quite liked it. I'm going to give it a 1.5 and an extra 2 because I like the colour of the sky.
What, so 3.5?
Oh, no, that's too much. No, I'll bring it down to 3, I think.
I mean, Matthias sounds like a bottle of wine, doesn't it?
It used to be.
He says,
That's where I lived.
he says, no way. He says, no way. His last name's Prakowski. Matthias Prakowski. Where do you think he's from, Dot?
Blimey. Look for Moscow. I
Polish.
think he might.
He's Polish.
Oh, he could be. He's Polish. Oh,
He
so
is.
far away.
He just confirmed it.
No.
He said, I love a good Pole.
A Pole.
A Pole, yeah.
He does a good Pole.
He likes Poles. Big.
Oh, what, like when you vote, you mean?
I think that's what he means. Big Poles.
At the polling station.
Probably.
Is that what-
Probably.
Yeah. Oh.
Do you think he likes the North Pole or the South Pole better?
Well, if it's anything like me, like the South Pole, it's warmer, isn't it?
Well,
Kim's,
the South Pole.
Clint,
The South Pole's warmer than the North Pole, yeah?
Of course it is. Nearer to the... It is, it's nearer to the sun. It's got to be, isn't it?
Fucking, you didn't do geography at school, did you?
It's not geography.
What's not geography?
It's mathematics.
what is happening? Kim's just clarified he's a stripper. He's a pole.
Really?
He's a pole dancer. A Polish pole dancer.
Oh, well, that's unusual.
Why is that unusual?
Well, you don't normally get Polish pole dancers, do you?
Well, how would you know?
I've never seen
How many pole dancing clubs you've been to?
a couple.
Oh, okay. No Polish.
No.
You haven't been recently then, have you?
No, not since I was about 18.
Oh, that wasn't that long ago, then.
Have you ever stuck a dollar note into a stripper's underwear?
Yeah. Not a dollar note. We have pound notes in England. That was Jesus Christ Superstar. And I told you he had a hard on, and it wasn't very nice. As I was sitting in the front row of the bloody...
Did you poke your eye out?
I think he could have done if he tried. No,
You didn't stick a pound note down his top then?
I stuck one up his pants. Not him, not Jesus, but I did the other bloke.
Okay, so there we go. Anyway, I'm going to score that a 2 for sucking up.
What a load of old bunk that was, wasn't it? He was. Jeez. Right. They're getting worse, aren't they? Instead of get, I thought they were going to get better this time. But they hasn't.
You don't think that would chart well?
Chartwell. That's where Winston Churchill used to live. Chartwell.
Do you think Winston would approve?
He wouldn't care as long as there was a few women around. He wouldn't care who was there. But no, I didn't like that. No, not at all.
There you
No.
go.
Sorry, and all that.
1.
Oh, that's not your taste. That's not your taste.
Yeah,
Is it
you
nice?
can't win them all.
No, that's quite right. No.
So what about a score?
So that's, I think, they cannot be worth more than a 2. Cannot. Definitely
2.
not.
Well, 2 it is.
High scoring round, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, not being with the points, are you?
Well, if something comes on that I like, and then yes, I will give them up to a 10. But all the crap we've had today, no.
Oh, Brad's finally woken up.
Yeah.
All right, so that was the mixed up club, the Lawnmower Man, aka known as Rhett, and he's a professional engineer. He's got a studio and everything, and he live streams on YouTube there, Dot, and he teaches people how to make high quality music. What do you think of that?
Really? Well, I think that's a load of old rubbish, but I did like the sound of the tune, that it was gay and jolly. I like that.
Rhett's told that often, that he's gay and jolly.
Yeah, I liked the tune. Can't say I didn't, because I did.
What would you?
So,
Yep.
therefore, I'm going to give it a 3.
3. Okay.
I like something a bit gay and a bit jolly.
Is that what Dave?
It sure was gay.
That one last, I think I'll give it about a 2. Can't give it any more. I didn't like the tune. I didn't like the dancing. And no, didn't like it.
Yeah, they're terrible dancers, Ron and Jenny. You could see it really, you know. Did Russ ever take money out of your purse while you were asleep?
I don't know. I was asleep.
I'll bet he did. Look at him. He did for sure. Look at him.
Has he gone all red?
There weren't coins. It was 5.
I know.
Yeah. I'm going to give that absolute 0.
Well, that's a good number, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even.
Do you agree?
Flat.
Yeah.
What do you think? We all give it 0, so it's just nothing.
Yeah. Yes. I think
that's fair. I think it represents what I wish that song was, that it would just disappear from existence. I think it's absolutely fair. 0 it is, JDL. Don't give up your day job. What did you think of it, Dot?
Didn't like it.
Why?
It was full of nothing. There was no story. There was nothing to it. Didn't like it.
Just nothing.
It was nothing. A big 0.
Really? Another 0.
Another 0.
0.
Do you have any advice for him for maybe for his next song?
Give it up. Don't make any music.
Well.
Wow. What can you say?
Russ, have you got anything more encouraging for Kermit? I mean, Frank Chorizo. What did you think of that, Dot? That's Joe and Barry Glenn. They're our resident nudists.
Nudists?
Yeah.
Good job he's not married to her, isn't it? She'd squash him flat. I didn't like it. I'm afraid. I tried to like it. I thought, do I really hate this? And yeah, I did. So it's going in for 1.
1. I think that's fair.
Yeah. I think it's fair too.
I think it's fair. Russ?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the Chippendales. Yeah, I like it.
You like you like the Chippendales?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? You like the Chippendales?
I went up down to see him about 6 times.
What is it about the Chippendales you like?
Everything. I like their shows. They look good.
They look a bit gay, don't you think?
Gay? Have you met one up close?
Yeah, I know a couple of them. They're gay. I don't know if you didn't know that. Most of them are gay.
Well, I wouldn't have spoken to him if I'd known. There's no way. No way.
They are.
They're macho. Too macho for gayness.
Have you not been to a gym before?
A gym?
Yeah. All
Yeah, I've been to.
most macho men, just because they got muscles doesn't mean they don't like sucking cock.
I don't know about that. I've never had that pleasure. Who's this coming out?
I hate to be the one to burst it to you. I'm glad we're talking about this instead of that shit song that we just heard. But no, they are mostly gay. They're fabulous. They're mostly fabulous.
I mean, I think I've met one gay person. I think. I don't know when that was. A long time ago.
All right, we better get. What did you think? Did you want to give the song a score, Dot?
Well, I think it wasn't bad. I just don't know why they brought Jesus into it. I don't know. But they have had their thoughts on it, I suppose.
Yeah, as soon as Jesus came into it, I was upset as well.
Yeah, I think so, because that's not the sort of thing having like a big ladder dragged across the road and you got all that army stuff in and out all the time. It must have been off-putting, mustn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. No, I didn't like that one.
A score?
I would say 1.5.
1.5. Russ, did you have a score for Jesus and Lady Roadline?
I mean, that's the biggest joke of the day. I thought that was absolutely disgraceful. Cannot call that music. It's an affront to call it music. It's not fair on proper people who try hard in life to get through with their music and they go and play something like that. I think it's disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful.
What do you think is the appropriate punishment for Jesus for putting that out?
Well, I think they ought to put him on the cross myself. He deserved it with music like that.
What if he comes back again?
Well, if he comes back again, he won't be leading me up the road or round the sheep pens, I'll tell you that much.
We're having technical difficulties.
I would say I would give that a half.
Half.
Half a point.
Half a point.
All it deserves. All it deserves.
All it deserves. All right. I think it's only fair. So it didn't float your boat? The song was about about the Widow's Walk. It was called The Widow's Walk.
You should know about that.
Yeah. It says here it was dedicated to you.
I didn't like it at all.
Right.
I didn't like the band. I didn't like the Cutty Starr.
No redeeming features at all. Not a thing.
No. Sorry.
Nothing. Any advice for them to potentially get better?
You know, you can make great plastic stuff out of records. She could make herself a bowl, a fish tank. She could make anything. And I think that'd be the best thing, to be honest.
So just to clarify, you could hear that, couldn't you?
I could every single word.
Is your son a lying cunt?
No, he's not a lying cunt. But he does embellish things now and again. And I don't think he hates them as much as he does say. I think he quite likes them, really.
Dot, what did you think of Brad and his homeless look?
Well, I don't think Brad can do anything wrong in my eyes.
He was saying you're a fucking bitch yesterday if you give his song a bad score.
Yeah. I think he's great. I think he's a great singer. I think he writes great songs.
God.
I can't help it.
Well,
It's just the way
what score?
I think I'll give him a 9.5.
9.5. All right, Russ. What do you think of Hobo Brad?
Well, I think it's a good idea to take up pottery because I built a cat one day, put it in the oven, and it burst its sides out. They all laughed at me in my class.
Did you hang on? I thought I heard you say you put a cat in the kiln.
Yeah, I did. I mean, it wasn't a real cat. It was made out of pottery. And when it came out, it only had one leg and half a tail.
Did it look like roadkill?
A bit, yeah.
What did you think of that song?
I've never heard anything like it in my life. Never.
Yeah.
Who wrote it?
Leela.
Oh, she's a nice lady, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a nice lady. What do you think?
Sorry.
What do you think about her musical career?
Well, I've not heard much of it, but
Or
Well, I
that
have.
song? Judging on that song, do you think she's got a career?
no.
No. Yeah.
Well, because the thing was, I recognised it as soon as it came on.
Yeah, I bet you're
And
sick
I
of hearing
think-
his music, yeah?
Well, yeah, of course I've never listened to his music.
No, I said I'll bet
That's
you're sick of listening to his shit music.
Oh, I'll sing along to it. Yeah, yes.
How can you hang on?
I'm not
How can you sing along to something that has no lyrics?
Well, it's quite easy. You make up your own. You know what? I think that was the worst thing I've ever heard. And that's saying something on your programme. I can't believe it that someone's going to try like that. I can't.
Hang on. The worst song that you've ever heard.
It is absolutely. It was one big mistake. It should have been called "This Is a Mistake." I don't know. They took the room up to do it because I
Wow.
wouldn't have bothered.
I think that's some very sound advice, Tremor Bear. I hope you're taking this in. I think Dot's saying just stop, take up knitting. What would you give it out of? What would you give it?
Better.
What would you give it out of a score of 8,000?
I would give it 0.
0 out of 8,000. There we go, folks. So
Yeah.
0 out of 8,000. Fair call.
Well, it's a joke. It was a joke. Sure, it must have been a joke. Couldn't have been a real song, could it? I tell you, I didn't like it.
Right.
I thought it was a waste of music, an absolute waste of music.
Hang on a minute. Can I just ask, was it music?
I mean, he could have made well, no, I wouldn't give it that much shove, but when shove comes to push, I just thought it was like nothing I've ever heard before, and there wasn't even a nice line in it. There wasn't any.
Oh, do you think it was catchy?
Catchy. Scratchy. I thought it was absolutely terrible.
He's worked hard on that.
I don't care what he's done. Could have done that. No, could have worked a week on it. I wouldn't have cared.
I don't care what he's done either. Fuck him.
No.
Could give a
I don't
fuck.
think he does either.
Clearly. Clearly. Did you notice that it was? Did you notice that it was in French?
No.
Right. So you
In French?
Yeah.
I speak French and it didn't sound like French to me.
Well, out of 10, what would you give that?
Since we do speak French.
Yeah. Hey, hang on a minute.
I can say ouvre la fenêtre. I open the window, that means. Because I want to be sick after listening to that.
How often have you got to use open the window?
When it's hot.
How many holidays you had in France?
None, but that don't matter. I went to Paris.
She went to Paris. She went to Paris and said, "Oh, can you open the window?"
Yeah, well, it's because you was on the coach, right?
That's all I could say. Wasn't much point saying anything.
Did you
else.
come home hungry?
Came out with a cold ear roll, I know that much.
Wow. All right. Well, a score?
Score, well, I hardly think it was worth 1. So I'll give it a half.
Half. Fair.
Yeah.
Tough but fair, I think,
Yeah.
I found that fair, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
It was absolutely nothing. Nothing. There was no feelings in it. There was absolutely nothing. It was just like somebody walking through a slushy puddle somewhere, and that's.
Do you know how to say slushy puddle in French?
Slushy puddle.
Can we get a confirmation on that, Mark? Can you confirm that was actually French for slushy puddle, please? I'm not so sure, but
It do for me.
I do for you. Just straight to it. Slushy puddle. Fuck off.
Yeah.
It's not a good start, is it?
I just think it was a terrible song, and it was sort of tried to make you feel all sort of heartfelt and everything, but it didn't do a thing for me. Not a thing.
Yeah. Dot, what about you?
I loved it.
You loved it.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? What was it about that you loved?
I loved the words. I loved the feeling he put into it. I thought it was a good song.
Right. And
I'll give it 5,001.
out of 10.
Yeah.
All right, 5,001 out of 10 for Brad's song. Wow.
It was nice. I invited their granddad along, wasn't it?
Who was the granddad? Was it the guy with the beard?
The old guy with the beard.
That's Gary Hubbs. Gary Hubbs, the old guy with the beard. The granddad.
Yeah, he looked like their granddad, didn't it?
I'm dead.
Is he only young then?
Yeah, he's pretty young, that dude.
So is it Grandad, the artist formerly known as Gary Hubbs from now on?
Granddad Hubbs. Well, so what would you give a score out for that horrendous costume shop nightmare?
Well, I think about a 3.
A 3. That's fair.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. All right. That's fair. I think that's very fair. That's what we're all about here on the roast, about being fair. All
No
right.
offence taken.
No offense taken, unless it is. So,
Yeah,
Dot, what did you think of that song?
not much. Not much. I didn't think much of it. It didn't have much go in it. And there was not really a nice story. No, rubbish.
It's disappointing there weren't a murder, to be honest.
Yeah, that would have been better, wouldn't it? Even the giraffe could have bitten someone's head off.
Yeah. Bit of a decapitation of the giraffe,
Yeah.
would they?
The blood all coming out. Yeah, that would have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree with Dot. It would have been a better
A
song
bit of maiming.
if the giraffe's head had have been decapitated. It probably would have been a lot better. What was...
I'd just like to say, sorry, Leela, didn't feel you.
In other words, that was horrendous. That was... and what is going on? I think Mars said it here too. Just because you win all the apps doesn't mean you have to use them all at once. I think that's that's food for thought there. Jenny says, when does the song start?
Yeah,
Tremor says,
exactly.
a very old chick trying her best. Poor lady. Poor lady. Fuck, that's funny. So what did you think about the old guy and his old friends, Dot? That was called The Ceiling.
Well, would you ask him if his throat's that bad? Up bad. I've got some strepsils in my bag. If he wants to suck half a dozen. Sounds like he's got a really bad throat. Felt sorry for him, poor old sod.
Sod. Did you like the band? The other guys in the band? They're all old guys with beards.
No, I didn't. Whether they were old or young, I didn't like it at all.
Right. So
Wow.
I guess Gary's very popular for a lot of people. So you go against the grain and say he's just an old loser with a sore throat.
I said something. I've always gone against the grain.
Right.
And I never like anybody that anybody else likes.
Okay. So there you go.
Except for my son.
Yeah. Well, we all think he's a cunt. So.
I know you do. I love him.
I've heard you call him a cunt as well.
I do very often, especially when we row.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that's Chris Lane Senior. He didn't didn't get you excited there. Didn't get you moist.
At all. There was nothing exciting about him at all. I was saying to him, it wasn't. I wouldn't fancy him. Date, to be honest. No. Didn't do a thing.
So no from Dot.
So he didn't make you moist.
Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all. So a score out of 10 for the guy who didn't make you moist, the old man who didn't make you moist.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's the score?
Yeah.
All right.
I think I'll give him. Well, I'll be a bit generous as he's old. 3.
A 3. A 3 for the old guy. Chris Lane Senior. It does say senior in the name, so there we go. Done.
I thought it was an abomination. That's my opinion.
Wow. An abomination. Was there anything good to take away from it?
No. Nothing whatsoever.
Right. do you have any pointers you could help with Hugh to maybe for his next endeavour?
Don't do one.
Okay, well, that's it, Hugh. I think it's the end of dog
Give up,
racing.
mate.
It's the end of dog racing for you, mate. It's the end of dog racing. Do you even want to bother to give it a score, or just say fuck it?
Fuck it.
Dot, what did you think of that young man?
Thought it was a load of rubbish. Do.
Why?
Sorry, not that.
Why?
Because it was slow. I was almost falling asleep.
Yeah, I can
I
get with
think
that.
he was absolutely boring. There was nothing to stay awake for.
Yeah, it's definitely music to stick needles in your arms to, isn't it?
I don't know about that. No, I think that is honestly the worst one I've ever heard.
I think I think you need to put me in touch with your drug dealer. Is what I think.
Now, I saw you, Dot, bopping your head to that song. You know, the funny thing was, during that, hardly anybody commented. I think everybody went to the toilet during that one. So.
I thought that was the best song so far.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What was it about? What was it about that song that made you that was compared to everybody else?
I liked it because of the sentiment of the song. You got to give. And I think that's a good thing in life. And I just think it was a good tune. And it was in tune. Everybody in the band was in tune. And I just thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
Holy shit.
Stop choking.
I'm in shock. See, Dan, I told you it was worthwhile to go and revise those drums and bring those vocals up in the first verse. I told you, mate. See, am I wrong, Dan? Look what it did to Dot. She's yawning her ass off. It's put her to sleep.
I need to be put to sleep.
Wow, that's what Russ says every day.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. He says that as he puts the pillow over my face.
I'm just tucking you. I'm just tucking you in, Mum.
Wicked sod you are.
My mum is my world, and now my whole world has just changed. From the day I was born until the day my mum passed away, she done nothing but unconditionally love me as I love my mum. As her last words to me from the ambulance were, "Make sure you have your dinner before you come and see me." That was my mum. She just cared about everybody and anyone else. I could talk with my mum about anything and everything. At least I wouldn't worry. My mum really was my best friend, and I'm lucky enough to have spent so much time living with my mum as we knew each other so well. Mum was up for anything. She would give it a go. Mum really did have a lot of skills. Mum just had the touch and exceeded in most, but never think that she was really that good at anything. She was humble. She was humble over her painting, her flower arranging, her cooking, her pottery classes. Mum excelled in her music, which I loved, and her poetry especially, and most of all, her twisted sense of humour. My mum, cup of tea, apron on, tissue in pocket, and smelling salts nearby, just in case. I would always run my own music past my mum and ask my mum's opinion. If it passes mum's test, it must sound okay. I was able to give my mum some special moments, as mentioned. One of those was surprising her with a harp that she always wanted to try. And within 10 minutes of her getting home and seeing her half in the living room, I'd gone upstairs and she was playing Love of My Life by Queen on it within 10 minutes. I couldn't believe it. My wife Liz, who has known my mum longer than her own mum in her life, has the greatest memory of mum just looking out over Niagara Falls from her room, feet up, cup of tea, just watching the falls. That was her bliss. I equally loved it when our football teams played each other and the banter up and down the stairs. Mum could make a joke just as much as she could give it out, and with her sense of humour and timing, it was quite something. Mum was just open-minded from her choice of films and music. We've seen all the Star Wars films together over the years, and her favourite Chewbacca. Mum loved everything from opera to Led Zeppelin. And if you were my friend, then you would soon become my mum's friend. Nobody could help but love my mum, from babies to adults. She'd get on a level and engage with all. One of those people, especially being my friend Mandy's mum Sue, who she would spend hours with, chatting with her and her sister Gwen in the garden. She was a good friend to my mum, and it was a great loss when she passed away last year. Hopefully they'll all be chatting again now, and I'm sure we'll be at the front of the queue to welcome Mum home. Things were getting tougher for Mum in the last year, although she still managed to pull off 3 YouTube shows roasting people's music, and Mum is loved and missed around the world, and she had a YouTube following. And Mum would speak with my friends Jade, Brad and Dave, who she spoke with most days, while I was downstairs with Luna, the cat, attached to my mum's lap. Mum's light was unfortunately beginning to dim due to her early dementia, and she knew it and didn't like it. And I would sometimes catch my mum crying to herself because she didn't like what was happening to her. That was tough to see. So at least Mum didn't have to go through that. Mum was too bright and didn't deserve that. My sister-in-law Sue helped my mum, and everything was fine. And we had the best possible carer for my mum named Confidence. She again became more than a caregiver. She put a smile on my mum's face every day and become a good friend in a short period of time. My mum loved the fuss she made of her, and she made sure she went above and beyond for her. I found an old birthday card my mum had kept from me, and it said in it, I couldn't imagine being without my mum. And I'm quite right, it's actually worse than I imagined. So thank you for being truly the best mum to me, and I hope to see you again someday, Mum. I love you, and may the force be with you. We had a late entry for the charity album. Yeah, it got sent to Jade, but unfortunately it couldn't make it. I just want to see if you think I should add it to the album, alright?
Yeah.
Because it's, it's a real beauty of a song.
Is it?
love, damn your lies. Listen to the wind.
They didn't really mean this, did they?
Yeah.
It was straight up.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Who said that in?
Oh, it's got to be a joke. It's got to be a joke. It can't be true.
No, he's got other tracks on his channel like that.